Have you ever pondered why Satan is so concerned with the body of Moses, someone who died thousands of years ago? Why did a fierce argument break out between Michael the Archangel and the devil over just a bone? This is far from an ordinary tale. It's one of the most profound and mysterious stories in the Bible. In today's video, we will explore the deeper cause of this celestial battle and the vital lessons it holds for our faith. Together, let's unravel these mysteries to gain a deeper insight into God's power and the ongoing struggle between light and darkness. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on captivating exploration videos like this one. The event where Satan contested over the body of Moses is one of the most mysterious and inspirational stories in the Bible. Satan, a Hebrew term meaning the accuser or the enemy, is one of many titles and representations of the character embodying ultimate evil in the biblical narrative. Moses, who led the Israelites out of Egypt and received the 10 Commandments from God, is a symbol of unwavering faith and hope. However, after his death, something unusual happened. God buried Moses in a secret location, and according to Jude 9, a fierce dispute erupted between Archangel Michael and Satan over his remains. This debate not only raises questions about Satan's intentions, but also the divine protection God offers to his faithful servants. The secrecy surrounding Moses' burial could be God's method of protecting him from the manipulation of dark forces. Moses' life, filled with miracles and divine acts, was not without its mistakes. Before the Israelites reached the promised land, Moses made a critical error. Amidst the constant complaints from the people about the lack of water in the desert and his anger at their disbelief in God, Moses lost his composure. Rather than following God's command to speak to the rock for water, Moses struck it with his staff. This act not only showed disobedience to God's command, but also resulted in Moses losing God's complete trust in leading the Israelites into the promised land. According to Numbers 20:10-12, this is why he was denied entry into that land. This serves as a lesson in humility and respect in our relationship with God, reminding us that his mission is not about personal success, but about fulfilling his divine will. In Deuteronomy 34:5-6, Moses' death is recorded with a remarkable detail. Moses, the servant of the Lord, died in the land of Moab, as the Lord had spoken. The Lord buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor, but no one knows his burial site to this day. This is a mystical moment when God himself, the creator of the universe, directly cares for Moses' departure. This action signifies not just the end of a great life, but also a powerful symbol of the unique relationship between Moses and God. Moses was not merely God's servant, but also his close companion. And this event stands as proof of the love and glory God bestows on those who remain loyal to him. God's decision to bury Moses in a secret place has led many to wonder about the reasons behind his choice. Perhaps the secrecy surrounding his burial reflects God's infinite wisdom and serves to protect Moses from being exploited by dark forces. After his death, a mysterious event unfolded. A tense dispute erupted between Archangel Michael and Satan over Moses' body. This was not a typical confrontation, but a celestial battle. Satan, filled with ambition and pride, demanded Moses' body, but faced strong resistance from Michael, the powerful archangel. Despite Michael's superior strength, he chose not to use his power and humbly declared, "The Lord rebuke you." This act is not only a lesson in humility, but also a reminder that the power to triumph over Satan comes from obedience and the supreme power of God, not from personal strength. The question of why Satan desires Moses' remains continues to be a great mystery, leading to much speculation. Why would a fallen angel like Satan want to claim the body of someone who's already passed away? One possibility is that Satan hoped to prevent Moses from being resurrected or taken to heaven. Satan may have misunderstood that God would take Moses to heaven, just as he did with Elijah and Enoch. The event in Matthew 17:1-3, when Moses and Elijah appeared with Jesus on the Mount of Transfiguration, shows that Moses still plays an important role in God's redemptive plan. If Satan were able to take Moses' body, he likely hoped to prevent his resurrection and interrupt the glorious plan that God had prepared for his faithful servant. In addition, Satan may have perceived the honor Moses received from God as a direct threat to his reign. Controlling Moses' body was not only a symbol of power over a righteous man, but also a means for Satan to prove he could destroy or defile even the holiest things. However, the confrontation between Satan and Archangel Michael demonstrates that ultimate power rests with God, and Satan cannot achieve his desires. Satan, with his cunning and deceitful nature, may have tried to obstruct God's plan for Moses by seizing his body. One of the key reasons Satan may have wanted Moses' body could be his hope to use it as an idol for the Israelites. Recalling the golden calf incident in Exodus 32, where the Israelites sinned by worshiping idols, Satan understood that if they began to worship Moses' body or his relics, they would be distracted from truly worshiping God. In this way, Satan could weaken the Israelites' relationship with God, causing them to worship lifeless objects instead of the Creator. To protect his people from this danger, in his infinite wisdom, God may have concealed Moses' body, preventing Satan from executing his scheme. Additionally, another possible reason is that Satan, often referred to as the accuser in the Bible, Revelation 12:10, sought to exploit Moses' remains to bring up his past mistakes. Events such as Moses killing an Egyptian or failing to obey by striking the rock instead of speaking to it could become reasons for Satan to accuse him, deliberately diminishing Moses' role in God's divine plan. Even though Moses was righteous, he was not perfect. Satan might have attempted to exploit Moses' past errors, like his failure to speak to the rock, in order to make Moses appear unworthy in the sight of God. This could offer Satan an opportunity to oppose God's redemptive plan and discredit someone whom God had chosen as his instrument of salvation. Satan might have tried to use Moses' past failures, such as killing an Egyptian, breaking the tablets of the Ten Commandments, or striking the rock instead of speaking to it, to accuse him. Indeed, Satan constantly seeks to accuse and condemn, not only for minor mistakes but also for the great things that people have accomplished. Though Moses had monumental accomplishments in leading the Israelites and receiving the Ten Commandments directly from God, he was not without personal failings. With his deceitful nature and constant efforts to sow discord between humanity and God, Satan may have wanted to use Moses' past mistakes to declare his unworthiness before God, thus mocking God's salvation plan. Satan may have sought to seize Moses' body as a means to assert his victory over the leader chosen by God and the mediator between God and the Israelites. For the devil, this act was not merely a display of power, but a bold attempt to challenge God's authority and his divine plan. However, no matter how devious Satan's intentions were, God's infinite wisdom and power always surpassed his schemes. God, in his absolute wisdom, continually protects his plan, and as demonstrated in the dispute with Satan over Moses' body, he never allows any evil force to succeed in hindering his redemptive work. Even as Satan fought with all his might to claim Moses' body, in the end, only God makes the final decision. God's purpose cannot be stopped, and his plan is always firm, unshakable. No matter how vast and cunning Satan's plots may be, God's wisdom surpasses them all. He stays one step ahead, and his intellect and power infinite. Nothing in this world can weaken or break his will. Even when faced with Satan's schemes, God's salvation plan triumphs because ultimate power belongs to him. Importantly, this story is not just a dispute over the body of a deceased person, but a profound lesson about remaining steadfast in faith. This is a reminder that no matter how cunning Satan's schemes are, God's infinite wisdom, power, and love for us remain the strong foundation for our lives and faith. The story of Moses, the great leader chosen by God, and the spiritual battle over his body stands as a powerful symbol of faith, loyalty, and God's absolute power in his redemptive plan for humanity. Moses was not only a leader who led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, but also the mediator between God and his people, receiving the 10 Commandments, the eternal moral principles for humanity. However, even as his devoted life ended in reverence, a mysterious event unfolded, a dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over his body. This event not only reflects the supernatural battle between good and evil, but also shows us that even faith heroes like Moses are not outside the reach of spiritual forces. Satan, in his rebellious and defiant nature, sought to claim Moses' body, perhaps to disrupt God's plan or exploit the Israelites' reverence for him. But when confronted with Satan's demands, Michael, in humility and obedience, did not rely on his own power, but invoked God's authority, saying, "The Lord rebuke you." This is clear proof that in spiritual warfare, victory comes solely from the power and intervention of God, not from the personal strength of angels or humans. The life and death of Moses carry many invaluable lessons. He is a living testament that even when we err, God's grace is powerful enough to turn our failures into opportunities to reveal his might. The battle over his body reminds us that no matter how crafty Satan may be, or how difficult the trials may become, God is still the supreme controller. He protects those who belong to him, and his plan cannot be disrupted by any force. The story of Moses is not merely an event in the history of faith, but a strong affirmation that in the end, God is the true victor. In a world full of chaos and challenges, faith in God will be the guiding light, helping us stay firm on our faith journey, knowing that his power surpasses all the schemes of the forces of darkness. This is not merely the story of Moses, but also the story of each one of us, reminding us that God is always present, victorious, and leading us to glory. When we step back and look beyond the battle between Satan and Archangel Michael, a larger message about faith and worship begins to surface in this story. First, it serves as a strong reminder of the importance of true worship. The Israelites often fell into the trap of idol worship, such as when they worshiped the golden calf or the bronze serpent, being pulled away from worshiping the one true God. The fact that Satan could exploit Moses' body as an object of worship is a clear warning about the constant battle to keep our worship focused on God. This serves as a reminder that we must remain vigilant and always direct our focus to the Creator, never allowing earthly objects or images to replace him. Secondly, this story is a powerful proof of God's limitless grace. Though Moses made mistakes in his past, such as killing an Egyptian or disobeying God's command when he struck the rock, God's love and grace are not restricted by those flaws. God saw Moses' faithfulness and persistence, and his grace transcends personal failures. This affirms that even when we fall short, God's love remains forgiving and healing, bringing us back to him. Ultimately, this story is a clear reminder of the need to resist Satan's temptations. Satan is always crafty and deceitful, looking for every opportunity to lead us astray from God's path. However, through his confrontation with Satan, Archangel Michael demonstrated firm faith and dependence on God's power. Like Michael, we too can stand firm in faith and use God's word to resist the temptations of Satan. The story of Moses' body is not just a battle between angels and demons, but a testament to God's enduring protection and guidance in our lives. It reminds us of the significance of true worship, the infinite strength of God's grace, and our ability to stand firm against temptation when we depend on his power. The story of the dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over Moses' body is not just one of the most captivating mysteries in the Bible, but also imparts profound lessons about faith, humility, and God's ultimate power. Through this event, we are reminded that Satan, no matter how crafty and challenging, can never outwit God's plan. In the end, victory always belongs to him, and we, his faithful ones, can trust in his protection and guidance through all circumstances. If you feel this story has sparked faith and reflection in your spiritual journey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other meaningful Bible content, and hit the notification bell to receive the latest updates. We would also love to hear your thoughts. What have you learned from the story of Moses and this spiritual battle? Please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Thank God for His love and guidance yesterday, today, and forever. See you in the next videos. May God bless us all.